starts now.
They say the storm was moving 45 miles an hour, and you know, it's here and gone before you can put your sneakers on.
People in Pontiac still in shock following last night's tornado that ripped through part of town. Tonight, the latest in a live report. Plus, after 2 years without one, people on the south side of Peoria finally have a grocery store. We'll take you to that grand opening. And a busy day for the Supreme Court tackling affirmative action and immigration. More on those cases coming up. We begin tonight with the latest out of Pontiac, where people started surveying the damage and the hard work of cleaning up. The EF2 tornado rolled through around 10:15 last night. It caused a lot of damage on the south end of town, but it wasn't contained there. Mayor Robert Russell toured his city today, saying as bad as things look, they could have been much worse.
The scenario this morning could have been several people or several hundred people dead because it was so violent, but fortunately it just clipped a little bit of our city and nobody was critically hurt.
Immediately after the tornado rolled through, officials set up triage centers to help those left homeless or who were hurt during last night's storms. With reports of power outages and downed trees after last night's storm, crews were out bright and early to clean up. WMBD's Lindsay Harrison is live in Pontiac to tell us how those efforts are going. Lindsay?
Paul, it's going to take more than one day to clean up after this tornado, but today cleanup crews and community members came together to get that process started. Cleaning up after a tornado is never an easy task.
It's just kind of getting to the places is the difficult spot.
With outages reported all over the city of Pontiac, power crews had their work cut out for them.
They got a real big mess out south of town that's going to take a few days to pick up.
Crews say it could be a few days before all of the power is fully restored. Street crews, on the other hand, focused most of their efforts on just a few blocks.
Fortunately, I mean, tornado's not fortunate, but most of the tree damage has been focused right in this area, so we were able to stay in one spot.
With several downed trees and plenty of limbs on the road, crews worked most of Thursday morning to get the streets open.
Makes it a lot easier for us because we can just stay in one area. We're not all over town chasing things.
They expect the work to continue for another week.
We just don't want anything dangerous that could potentially hurt people down the road, so we just go and get everything out.
But they weren't cleaning alone. People in town joined crews with their chainsaws and rakes to help their neighbors where they could and keep each other's spirits high.
Everybody kind of bands together and something like this happens.
Now, power crews say that they will be working over the next couple of days to try and restore power, especially to those folks on the south side of town. Street crews, will also be working to cut down most of the damaged trees just in case so that everyone is safe. Reporting live in Pontiac, Lindsay Harrison, WMBD News.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Governor Bruce Rauner plans to survey the damage in Pontiac tomorrow morning. He issued a statement saying, quote, "I continue to receive regular updates from the Illinois Emergency Management Agency on damage assessment and cleanup today, and the Illinois State Police are on patrol offering assistance to local law enforcement."
Just grateful they're alive, especially after seeing that tub.
I was in shock. It was, I've seen some crazy things, and that was probably one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
And I just told everybody, I said, go to the bathroom, and I said, just pray. I said, you got to have faith the size of a mustard seed. It'll all be okay.
The reactions from friends of the family that lived in a mobile home devastated by last night's storm. High winds blew the trailer off its foundation, rolling it several times into a cornfield. Amazingly, they survived, riding out the storm in a bathtub. There was also extensive damage to businesses along Route 116. WMBD's Rachel Kay joins us live from the Shell gas station. Rachel, how bad does it look?
Paul, this building, we're at the Shell station in Pontiac, really shows some of the most extensive damage that we've seen in town so far today as we've been driving around. A lot of crews out here cleaning up, but there's still a lot left to do. You can see in the daylight a lot better. We've been sharing photos online and on Facebook and Twitter with you throughout the rest of last night, really since the storms first hit. But here in the daylight, you can see that a lot of the exterior of the building has been taken down. There are concrete blocks. All of the insulation taken out of the building as well. Shows how strong these winds really had to have been. And it's not just taking siding and roofs off of buildings, it's also uprooting some very strong and healthy trees, some of which have landed on cars and homes.
On the inside, unless you look out the windows and can't see nothing, then you think you're in a jungle or something.
Thankfully, there have been no major injuries reported. There is a woman who was sent to the hospital with pelvic injuries, but overall the town has really rallied and everyone we've met here so far in Pontiac has been very optimistic. Live in Pontiac, Rachel Kay, WMBD News. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Rachel. We continue to follow this developing story, and for complete coverage, head over to our website, ciproud.com. A follow-up now to a story we first told you about earlier in the week. Officials say the weather is to blame for a fire that killed a 76-year-old woman in Galesburg. Investigators say lightning struck a tree near a home at 1145 East South Street. That caused a fire in the basement of the home. Crews believe flames and smoke quickly spread throughout the house. Ola Cunningham died in that fire. Some on Peoria's South Side say their prayers have been answered now that a grocery store has opened its doors. WMBD's Shane Gustafson joins us after speaking with some of those shoppers. Shane?
Well, Paul, it's been 2.5 years since Aldi left Peoria's South Side, turning the area into a food desert. But today, a new store took its place, and it's reaching deeper than just food.
My biggest dream is that before they plant me into the ground, that I can see the South Side coming back.
Lavetta Rica has spent 78 years living on Peoria's South Side.
It just slowly went down. I seen it go down, and now, hopefully, people will come out and shop here.
Here at the new Save-A-Lot on Western. City leaders were on hand Thursday celebrating the opening, bringing new life and new customers to the building after nearly 2.5 years of sitting empty.
Fresh cut meat, fresh produce, the things that when you go to a grocery store that you expect to have.
This is feeding folks mentally and emotionally, psychologically.
First District Councilwoman Denise Moore has been pushing to fill the space formerly occupied by Aldi, saying it's not just about food, but building a stronger community. She says having a business like a grocery store improves her district.
The goal is to keep people in the neighborhood working. It makes it easier for them to get to work. You don't have to catch 2 buses.
So far, Save-A-Lot has hired 10 local workers, all from the same zip code, with the hope of building a new sense of pride and hopefully cutting down on crime.
It's about going back into areas where people are already living. People already need resources, and maybe they don't have those resources because business is left.
Better product, better quality, better everything.
And locals are already feeling optimistic about their new grocery store and hope to see it succeed.
I'm excited. Yeah, I am.
Moore tells me the opening of this grocery store doesn't solve the food desert problem altogether. She says there's still several more places in the city that need work, and she's focused on helping each of them. Paul.
All right, thanks, Shane. Coming up, the U.S. Supreme Court hands down 2 decisions on 2 controversial issues, what they had to say about affirmative action. Plus, what justices had to say about immigration that has the Obama administration pretty upset today. More on both of those decisions coming up.
And a pretty decent day across central Illinois following last night's storms north of I-74. Let's take you out to Bloomington now. Pretty quiet under a mostly sunny sky, but what can we expect as the week comes to an end? Your full forecast is next.
You're watching WMBD News at 6 in high definition with Paul Ciacchini, Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates with your local weather authority forecast, and Kurt Fegler with sports. This is WMBD News at 6. Central Illinois proud.
To your Central Illinois Honda dealers, because you can't beat the value of the redesigned Civic. It's full of technology like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a new turbocharged engine. Corolla and Sentra can't catch up.
It's no surprise Civic is the 2016 North American Car of the Year.
The 2016 Civic for $179 a month is for a limited time. So,
get up and go
to your Central Illinois Honda dealer or visit CentralILHondaDealers.com.
There's a super fun city, a quick getaway, where there's so much excitement you need more than a day. St. Louis is the stop for non-stop fun. So much fun for your family, infinity plus a ton. It's got works of wonder, things to wow your brain. Amazing pet performance all aboard all the trains. Some museums are historic, some hit the right blue note. Maybe catch a card game, whatever paddles your boat. Yeah, St. Louis is the stop for non-stop fun.
Show us why you're the funnest family, and you could win a weekend of non-stop fun in St. Louis.
Yeah, I like this right here.
The Ford Freedom Sales Event is on, and 0 for 72 is back on 2016 Ford Focus, Fusion, and Escape. Plus, specially tagged vehicles get an extra 1,000 smart bonus. That means freedom from interest and freedom to choose with Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now get 0% financing for 72 months. Plus, specially tagged vehicles get 1,000 smart bonus. Only at the Ford Freedom Sales Event.
This portion of WMBD News is brought to you by Morton Community Bank.
Throughout Central Illinois, there's someone lending a helping hand to families and businesses, someone providing the means to make hopes and dreams become reality. We're your hometown community banks, and we're a part of your hometown. Together, we're making our community stronger, one relationship at a time. Hometown Community Banks. Look for the clock tower, and you'll know. We have time for you. Remember, Tessie.
Now, your local weather authority, WMBD's chief meteorologist, Chris Yates.
Welcome back. A pretty decent day all across central Illinois. Sun shining brightly now in Pontiac after storms ripped through the area yesterday. Nice day to start to clean up a little bit. Nice view on our Pontiac RV Skycam. Here's a summary of what happened with the path of that particular tornado that touched down in the Pontiac area. The original, at least where these tornadoes started, was about 8.5 miles to the northeast of Pontiac. With the storm moving at 40 to 45 miles per hour, it took no time at all before it intersected I-55 and Highway 116, and then lifting just a few miles southeast of Pontiac. Now officially it has been rated an EF2 tornado, maximum sustained winds of 125 miles per hour. There were 4 injuries reported, unfortunately, but thankfully no deaths or no fatalities. Temperatures now currently in the 80s and upper 70s if you're up to the northwest. Kewanee 77, 79 in Galesburg. Here in the River City, it is a comfortable 82 and not a whole lot going on across central Illinois. Very quiet weather in store for us and across much of the Midwest. The cold front and the area of low pressure responsible for last night's severe weather is now racing its way eastward, and in its wake is some cooler and drier air. And by cooler, I mean maybe a degree or two. That's about it. Here's future track as we go through tonight. A few passing clouds. Don't expect much in the way of any showers, but there could be some patchy fog developing in parts of central Illinois as we go through late tonight. I don't anticipate that being as big of an issue as it was early this morning. Temperatures generally in the 60s tonight, 64 degrees in Peoria. Your forecast through tomorrow, some clouds from time to time, morning fog, otherwise expecting mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky. Temperatures back into the 80s. Peoria 85 degrees, 84 in Bloomington, 84 degrees in Peru, and around 86 degrees in Macomb. Your extended forecast looking all right. We do have some nice weather to finish off the work week. The weekend, not a complete washout, but we will have to deal with a few spotty showers and thunderstorms. The storm chances likely to be a little greater Saturday night through Sunday. Currently not expecting any severe weather, but if that were to change, we'll let you know tomorrow and through the weekend. Temperatures, though, will get a little steamy back into the 90s Saturday and Sunday, and I'll step out of the way because the forecast gets even better through early next week as temperatures drop into the lower 80s. And don't go away. More news coming up after the break.
On Tuesday, I buried my dentures under 23 tons of cement. And I really freaked out because I needed my mouth for a very important event. So I called Aspen Dental, got in right away, and they made my new choppers in just a few days. And thanks to that service, I'm happy to say, I ate the most hot dogs in history today.
With dentures starting at just $3.99 and ready in days, not weeks. Dentistry's never been easier. Call 1-800-ASPEN Dental.
Everyone wants to know the answer to one question. Where can I truly find the best deal on a Silverado truck? Well, the answer is Green Chevrolet. Green Chevrolet is taking 20% off the MSRP of every Silverado with an all-star package in stock. 20% off. And it gets better when you throw in the Equinox, the Traverse, and the Tahoe. Get the dealer invoice, minus the rebates, and then take another $1,000 off. And you still get the Green's Goods package. The $9.95 oil changes, the car washes, and so much more. You gotta go green.
Considering buying or selling your home? Mary Halliday would love to work for you.
Dan and Sean Cusack are your local dedicated team aggressively handling workers' compensation and personal injury. Straightforward and trusted. Call 637-5282.
At KBL Design Center, we believe the outside of your home is just as important as the inside. Outdoor lighting highlights your landscaping while adding safety and security. Get expert lighting advice only at KBL Design Center.
Pekin Hospital is privileged to serve the families of Central Illinois, and we're dedicated to building trust in our communities.
What I think is special about Pekin Hospital is that we're able to provide personal service, personal care.
The sense of family is what makes Pekin Hospital very special.
A community hospital is much more than just providing quality patient care. It's about service. It's about giving back.
Pekin Hospital is providing personal care you can trust.
You're watching WMBD News at 6.
A busy day for the U.S. Supreme Court as justices issue two major rulings today. First, the Supreme Court upheld affirmative action by a 4-3 vote. The case involved a lawsuit against the University of Texas. Abigail Fisher sued the school in 2008, saying her application was denied because she's white. Only 7 justices participated in the decision. Justice Elena Kagan recused herself because she worked on the case as United States Solicitor General. The High Court deadlocks over President Obama's controversial executive action on immigration, which means the program will not move forward. It will now return to the lower court and is unlikely to go into effect during the remainder of President Obama's term. The program would have allowed over 4 million undocumented immigrants to apply for temporary work authorizations. Supporters are understandably unhappy with the decision.
I think it is heartbreaking for the millions of immigrants who made their lives here, who've raised families here, who hoped for the opportunity to work, pay taxes, serve in our military.
Those who oppose the president's plan say you should not reward people who have entered the U.S. illegally. They say everyone trying to come here needs to go through the legal immigration process. Well, summer is one of the best times of the year to meet your exercise goals. The weather is nicer and you have more time to get out and about. So what are the best tips to get in shape? WMBD's Bob Larson takes a look in tonight's Active Life.
Staying in shape is extremely important, especially as you get older. So how can you do that? Well, the folks at AARP say there are 4 things that you need to keep in mind. First, get enough sleep. Experts say when you don't get enough sleep, you feel hungrier than usual, and that's not your imagination. Not getting enough rest affects your hunger hormones. Next, be careful of the type of exercise you do. High-intensity cardio can actually have an impact on your appetite, making you extremely hungry. And then you start overeating. And the folks at AARP suggest you do exercises that have the desired effect on your weight, but don't make you eat everything in sight. Next up, eat foods that make you feel satisfied. If you're eating things that you don't like, you'll tend to cheat and eat more or eat things that aren't necessarily the best for you. And lastly, choose the right amount of cardio exercise for you. You can overdo it, and that can lead to increased appetite. If you start overeating, then the cardio exercises defeat the whole purpose. Some things to keep in mind as you try to get into shape this summer. And living an active life, I'm Bob Larson.
Next in sports, Dan Malloy explains a local team's whirlwind week after catching a special home run at Wrigley Field.
New Nissans with our 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty of TreeNissan.net.
Large corporate nursing homes make millions of dollars each year. Your mom and dad pay for it.
Our firm, Parker & Parker, handles cases of nursing home neglect, and other firms can't. And at Parker & Parker, we work with you personally. If
you have questions about what happened in a nursing home, please give us a call.
At Parker & Parker, we listen.
At Joseph A. Bank for 4 days only, get up to 70% off almost everything in the store, including tropical blend suits for just $199. And all dress shirts are 2 for $89. Only at Joseph A. Bank.
Hurry in now to your Ashley Home Store Stars and Stripes Savings Event. Right now, buy more, save more. Up to 20% off store-wide. Or take up to 72 months to pay with absolutely no interest. Grab sizzling hot buy deals like this sofa now just $3.99. Or this queen panel bed an unbeatable $4.49. Or take home an Ashley Sleep Queen mattress for as low as $1.99. These savings won't be here long, so get in now to save up to 20% store-wide. Or pay absolutely no interest for up to 72 months. Only at your Ashley Home Stores in Champaign, Peoria, and Bloomington.
Summer savings on gold bow ties in the heart of Chevy country. At Upstring in Washington, we're turning up the heat to be your #1 Chevy dealer.
A brand new Sonic for only $12,500.
A new Spark for $10,900.
Or a new Equinox for just $22,900.
Find new roads at UpstringChevy.com today.
Celebrate generations of excellence during the Macomb Heritage Days. Great food, fun rides, and live music. All this and more during Macomb Heritage Days, June 23rd through 25th at Scenic Chandler Park.
At Joseph A. Bank for 4 days only, get up to 70% off almost everything in the store, including tropical blend suits for just $199. And all dress shirts are 2 for $89. Only at Joseph A. Bank.
For a surprising variety of fully inspected pre-owned vehicles, JaguarLandRoverPeoria.com.
Only Ford Explorer has what it takes to be America's best-selling SUV 25 years running. With innovations like a powerful and efficient EcoBoost engine, a class-exclusive power-folding third row, and hands-free sync to keep you connected. That's leadership. And that's Ford Explorer, designed to help you be unstoppable. Now get 0% financing for 60 months on a specially equipped limited edition 25th anniversary Ford Explorer. Hurry, see your local Ford dealer.
Now, your local sports with WMBD's Dan Malloy.
One day after the Bulls trade former #1 overall pick Derrick Rose, tonight they focus on adding young talent for what appears to be a rebuild, reload, whatever they want to call it this week. Reports around the league now claim that other teams want to pry Jimmy Butler away from the Bulls. I'll update you on any trades and the Bulls' number 14 overall pick tonight at 10. Day baseball, the White Sox go for the 4-game sweep in Boston. Hasn't happened since Calvin Coolidge was president. Jose Abreu cracked a 3-run homer to give the Sox a 7-5 lead in the 7th, but the Chicago bullpen implodes. Nate Jones gives up the tying run to Dustin Pedroia single in the 8th. We go to extras, and in extra innings, Xander Bogaerts wins it with a walk-off single. The White Sox settle for 3 out of 4. Wednesday night, the NHL handed out its yearly awards in Las Vegas. That's the home of the newest NHL franchise. So it was already a huge day with that expansion announcement, but it became an historic night for American hockey. I'll pass it over to Michael Keaton for this one.
And the Hart Trophy goes to Patrick Kane.
How about this? For 90 years, the NHL has given the Hart Trophy to its most valuable player. Blackhawk star Patrick Kane, a Buffalo, New York native, is the first ever American to win that award. That is hard to believe. Back to baseball now. You get to the game early. You're in the front row of the Wrigley Field bleachers. The star prospect comes up and slugs one coming right to your section. You reach up with it and it lands right in the glove. Now that experience was just the beginning for one teenager from Normal.
His first ever big league at bat. High and deep to center field.
You could hear all the fans get louder, louder, and louder.
And it is gone!
Wilson Contreras was all adrenaline after sending the first pitch of his first at-bat into the bleachers.
Can you believe it?
The kid who caught the home run couldn't believe it. He's Carter Clover, a sophomore at Normal West.
Me and Cal, my brother, both see us on the scoreboard, and we're just like, oh, there's no way that just happened.
What happened next? The clip of the Clovers going nuts hit the internet.
Someone texted me a few minutes later, they're like, dude, you're already on SportsCenter. I'm like, really?
As he blew up on Vine and Twitter, stadium ushers swarmed him, wanting to make a trade for Contreras' first home run ball. Carter got a signed baseball by Contreras and a t-shirt in exchange for that home run ball. But usually fans that catch these special home runs get more than that. They usually get a picture with the guy, get to meet him or something. So he felt a little ripped off, and the rest of baseball Twitter kind of agreed with him. Hashtag Carter meets Contreras pops up, and next thing you know, he gets a phone call from the Cubs.
They said, we want to get you guys back out here. We'll get you any seats, and we're going to get you to meet Contreras on the field, get a few pictures.
It all started with that fateful catch in the bleachers. His team almost bummed him out, but Carter says the Cubs redeemed themselves.
I got a fair deal. I love it. Cubs fan for life.
Cubs fan for life, he says. Chris Yates is going to take one more look at the weather right after the break.
Apricot Lane Peoria is now online at shopalb.com/Peoria.
When the new Big Brother house guests moved in, they were hit.
Oh my God!
With surprise after surprise.
Big Brother is back.
And so am I. But CBS Tonight, the second night, will be a night of firsts. Hey, that's tight. I like it. The first elimination.
What the heck? I just got here.
The first head of household is crowned.
I'm here to win.
And the first nominations are revealed.
I ain't going nowhere. I'm not.
Don't miss a new Big Brother, CBS Tonight, or stream it live or on demand.
You wouldn't waste money upgrading to a middle row seat, so why waste your money on overpriced meals? Instead, for just $8 at Subway, you can get a delicious foot-long tuna sub, bag of Frito-Lay chips, and a 21-ounce drink. It's a hearty meal that's sure to please. Subway, fresh is what we do.
Real people, Steel people. From heroes to homeowners, they choose Steel for power, service, and value. Right now, dependable Steel grass trimmers start at just $129.95. And hardworking, American-built Steel blowers start at just $139.95. To find a Steel dealer near you, visit SteelDealers.com or search STIHL. Real people, Steel people. Join us.
Live the good life here at Goods Furniture in Kewanee, Illinois. Spend the day shopping quality-built name-brand furniture for every room in your house and enjoying lunch in the Wine Cellar restaurant. We look forward to seeing you at Goods Furniture in Kewanee, Illinois.
All right, come on, everybody. It's time to go.
Getting more for your money is simpler than you might think. When you shop at Kroger, you get low prices throughout the store, weekly specials, great value from our quality brands, digital coupons, and even fuel points to help you save at the pump. No spin, just savings.
With low prices and weekly deals, saving is so easy at Kroger. Come in and cross more off your list for less. Just look for the tags and save. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
All right, for tonight, skies partly cloudy to mostly clear. Some patchy fog developing after midnight. Temperatures will be dropping into the 60s. Tomorrow, not a bad day. We're right back in the mid-80s. Some clouds. Temperatures about where they should be this time of year. Your extended forecast gets a little rocky through the weekend. Just a chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Not a washout by any means. And we're also not expecting much in the way of any severe weather early next week. Cools back off a little bit. Not too bad. Not at all. All right, thanks, Chris. Thanks, Dan. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, we're available on air, online, and on the go. Just head to our website, ciproud.com. You can also get the latest news on our app for your phone or tablet. And we will see you at 10.